Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be giving you Charlie's 8-week update. I cannot believe he's 2 months old already. I know I said this in my last video, but there's been a few changes over the last 4 weeks that have been really big for his development. There's a couple of big milestones that he's hit, and I'm just going to share with you what's changed in the last month. So first of all, I need to say he is the dream baby. Ella was really good natured as well. Charlie, I'm telling everyone how amazing you are. Trust me to say how good he is, and then he cries. But honestly, he is such a good baby. He's doing really well. He is just so happy, he's so content, and whenever he cries, it is for like a genuine reason. He's not just a whingy baby that wants held all the time. He either cries when he's hungry, or he'll cry because he's got wind. The moment he's crying because he's lost his dummy and he was quite happy, so I'm going to go and give him it back and then I'll be back in 2 seconds. Yeah, so he's a really happy baby. The one thing I have noticed in the last 4 weeks, he is so much more alert. Like, he sits with his eyes open and I'm kind of like, what's wrong with you, child? Do you want fed? Do you, like, what's happening? Are you not very happy? Like, why are you awake? But he's just taking everything in, so he's quite happy to sit awake and just kind of watch the world go by. At the moment he is still exclusively breastfed, which is great. It's going so well. I thought having a second baby it would be really difficult to do the breastfeeding. With Ella, I've breastfed her for about 4 months and it wasn't a struggle, but it just wasn't easy. I hate when everyone says that it comes easily and it's such a natural thing for mums to do, but it's actually really hard. And it's difficult to get into the swing of things, but I must say this time round I have found it so much easier. It settles him right away. If there's anything that's ever bugging him or he just seems a little bit sort of unsettled, as soon as I feed him he's happy. So that I use that as a kind of comforting thing, as well as obviously whenever he cues for a real feed. And when he does feed, he feeds every sort of like 2 to 3 hours, which is quite long I would say for a breastfed baby. With Ella, sometimes it was every hour and a half, and then she was feeding for half an hour each time. So he is really good. And in terms of going to sleep during the night, he'll sleep from when we go to bed, which is about 10:30, 11 o'clock sometimes, which is quite late I suppose, but he goes to sleep at the same time as us. That's his last feed of the night, and then he sleeps right through until about 5:30. Very rarely will he wake up during the night looking for a feed. From that time until 5:30, 6 o'clock, I would consider sleeping through the night, because some babies that's just the time they get up at in the morning. We're really lucky that Ella likes to sleep. The last few weeks have been a bit more difficult getting her to go to bed, just because I think she feels a bit left out, but she will sleep until like 8 o'clock. In fact, the other morning she woke up at 9:30 and I think it's sleeping time. At the moment we're only feeding on one side. I don't know if any of you follow me on Instagram. If you don't, then this is my handle here. I've suffered with mastitis, which is basically like an infection from blocked milk ducts. It is horrific. If anyone's ever had it, then honestly my heart breaks for you because it is so sore. But yeah, I kept getting mastitis on this breast, so breast, bit formal, on this boob. So I've just been feeding him on the right, well, the right when you look at me, but it's my left, and it's been so much easier. They say that babies actually prefer feeding on the mum's left side because that's where the heartbeat is. They get a better flow, a better rhythm with actually suckling. So he really likes feeding on this side. I prefer him feeding on this side. It's so much easier. Like, for example, if he's feeding on this side and then Ella asks me for something, it means that I can go and do something. Because I'm right-handed, I can still go and like make her a drink, or like, I don't know, like pull her up on my lap, something like that. Yeah, it's just a lot easier for us. I'm not suffering, he's happy, and it's just working out for us now. And in terms of putting on weight, he's still really thriving just feeding on one breast. Again, I've said it again, breast. Okay, boy's happy, he's been fed. So yeah, he's still really thriving just feeding on like one side. So if it's working for him and it's working for me, then we're all happy. I'm going to do a breastfeeding update, a sort of journey of how things have progressed for us, because a few of you have been asking me breastfeeding related questions. So that's a whole different video in itself, and I will record that shortly for you. So as much as the guidelines say don't do it, I have been giving him a dummy. He loves it. He takes it for me, he'll take it for Fraser, and he's quite happy. The dummies that we use are the Newbie Uber Soothers. We've found them the best for him because they're a cherry shape. He can actually hold them in his mouth really easily. The only thing I would say is it's quite difficult to actually get him to open his mouth to take it, but once he realises what we've got, he's quite happy to take it. Obviously at the 6-week mark, that's when babies start to like really show like expressions, so he's given us huge smiles now. He's been doing that for the last couple of weeks, and he gives us such baby babble as well, as you can hear just now. He just babbles away. I'm going to bring him over. Yeah, so he's been giving us all of his sort of baby babble and like chatting away, which I feel is really, really early for him to be doing this. So if I kind of like coo to him, he'll coo back. Sure you do. He's also making these kind of funny noises just now, because normally at about 8 weeks babies start to get a lot of spit up. It's just the sort of last of the mucus that's in their system trying to kind of cough it up and stuff during the night, especially when they're lying on their back for long periods of time. They do start to kind of cough and splutter a wee bit, so he has been doing that for the last maybe, I would say, week or so. But look at the size of him, he's just huge. You are just huge. He's still in his little like white onesie just now, because the health visitor's not long away, and I didn't want to get him ready when she was coming to weigh him and stuff anyway, so he's still in pyjamas, aren't you? You're having a jammy day? We're getting a lot more interaction with him now. He gives us the biggest smiles ever. He actually smiles with his eyes before he actually smiles with his mouth. You can just see his eyes sort of like creasing at the side. Is that how you would say it? I don't know. They kind of like crease like this at the side. He does have the same kind of eye shape as Ella, where they're quite sort of almond shaped, in the kind of slant at the side. Sorry, I'm sorry. But yeah, his eyes start smiling before he actually smiles with his mouth, which is really, really cute. He gives Ella huge big smiles as well, which is lovely, and she's actually starting to get more interaction with him now as well. She always goes up to him and says happy face so that he's to smile. So that's really nice as well, just seeing them get a wee bond together. Like that, he's sort of used to her being so loud and like running around and oh. Why do all babies have a little moan after they yawn? Has anyone else noticed this? I don't know if you can see as well, but I've got this gorgeous big muslin. They're big large muslin cloths from Mama Designs. They're on Instagram. They do the nicest things ever. So these are huge. I've got the pineapple one as well, and I've got the clouds one. I'm a bit of a fan of clouds. I don't know if you've noticed a theme going here, but I do love clouds for boys stuff. Not only has Charlie been giving us like really huge big smiles, but he's actually been doing chuckles as well. Like, so many people have said to me, is he laughing? How old is he? But honestly, he actually gives you like a little sort of laugh. It is so cute. I didn't think babies started laughing until they were like 3 months. So are you just really ahead of the time? Can you see yourself? I've noticed that he really loves my phone. See, when I go to take any pictures of him, he stares right at the camera. You're so perfect, aren't you? You're so photogenic. If you go like this to him, I feel stupid doing that to the camera. Yeah, but if you do sort of like little faces to him, he tries to copy them. So I've noticed if I make like circles with my mouth, or if I stick my tongue out, he starts to like play around with his tongue and like stick it out. He also really loves this. See this noise? Watch this. Running out of breath. You were nearly sleeping there. The only kind of problems we've had with Charlie has been this little leaky eye on this side. He does get quite a lot of sort of streaming like liquid coming from it, which then if it's not wiped in time will just kind of go crusty, and it looks like he has conjunctivitis, but apparently it's blocked tear ducts. If you've watched my 4-week update, you'll notice that in that update I mention it as well. Well, he still has it. He's so chilled out. He still has it. It's only in one eye, and they say that they do grow out of it, so I'm just banking on that being the case because it's not infected and it doesn't seem to really bother him that much. He's also been getting all of that mucus, but he also, when he sneezes, a lot of it comes out of his nose, so he ends up with like 2 big huge worms shooting right out of his nostrils, which is quite hilarious to look at, but he must feel so much better once he's got rid of it. Another thing that I've noticed is that he has a really, really stinky farts. Like, they are disgusting. I know that's like a really like too much information kind of topic, but his wind is stinking. It's so bad. I've never smelled anything like it. Do you know exactly what it reminds me of? Stink bombs. Did anyone have stink bombs at school? People used to throw them around the hallways. It smells exactly like a stink bomb. It's like really, really bad. People are saying that because he's being breastfed, it might be due to something that I'm eating. So I've tried to cut things out of my diet, like any dairy or like basically anything that I think is going to irritate his bowels. So at the moment I've got quite a bland diet, but yeah, there's nothing that I can really think that's actually going to irritate it, to be honest. They're still pretty bad anyway, even though I've cut everything out. What can you do? He's a man. Charlie's got really good skin. Like at this stage Ella had like baby acne, she had cradle cap, she had all those horrible things going on with her poor skin, the little soul. But yeah, Charlie's skin's been really good. We actually only bath him like every other day, so I think that's been a lot of the reason why like his hair's not falling out quite as badly as what Ella's did. His skin's really good. He's not got any problems with his skin, and that suits us as well, to be honest. A lot of the time he will get bathed in his baby bath, but sometimes I just take him in the shower with me just because it's easier. He's also still sleeping in his bedside crib. We've got the snooze pod and it is fantastic. The side comes down so that it can be like a next to me sleeper. It also just sits alone on its own, and you can take the bassinet off and have it downstairs as like an extra sort of place for them to sit. We love it. His sister loves it. Quite often we've found Ella climbing inside it and saying that she's a baby in Charlie's bed. But to be honest, it's so sturdy that it can actually handle the weight of her anyway, so there's no worries of her breaking it. Plus it fits into our room really nice as well. I know with baby products you shouldn't be thinking about the aesthetics, but I'm quite house proud and I don't really like things that look that out of place. You'll notice that we have baby things in our house, but they match in with everything else that we've got. Not only that, it helps me feel better as well. Like I do suffer a bit with sort of anxiety when it comes to things being out of place, and knowing that things that we have for them fit in with what we've already got makes me feel a lot better. And that might sound really selfish, but if I'm happy then they're happy and everyone's just a bit more chilled out. So it's little things like that that make the difference, and I feel like I'm so much more chilled out this time than what I was first time round with Ella. A lot of you have said like in videos and things that Charlie is always sleeping, and to be honest with you, he kind of is. He is always quite sleepy, so we put him in his swing. We're using the Mamas and Papas swing that we had with Ella. I think it's called Starlight Swing. It's quite a popular one, so we use that. We also use our Kakuna baby from Red Castle, which is fantastic. He loves lying in that, just because the angle of it, he's not completely lying on his back. And to be honest with you, if you've seen it on my pictures, you'll know why he likes it. It looks like a dream, so comfortable. I would love one in my size, to be honest. It looks great. I've caught Ella in it a few times as well, but can you really blame her? It looks amazing. He also loves his car seat as well because it's nice and snuggly. Sometimes I just put a big blanket on the floor and just let him kick his legs and roll around if he's feeling a bit more active. I've started doing tummy time in the last few weeks, so he's really enjoying that. But again, you don't like to keep them on their front for too long, but he does enjoy it. He doesn't seem to complain. The health visitor's just been and he got weighed. So when he was 4 weeks in his last update, he was 10 pounds 4. He just got weighed this morning and he's 13 pounds 9, which I must admit, I'm really proud of myself that he's thriving off of all this milk that I'm making him. It's always a worry when you're breastfeeding because you don't know how much they're getting. You can't sit and measure it. You can only really go on how they're sort of being and how their mood is. And he's really content, but I sometimes worry that he's maybe just too laid back and isn't telling me that he's like hungry. But I think we can tell by these big chubby cheeks and the fact that he's 13 pounds 9 now, and all of his 0 to 3 month clothes are starting to get a little bit snug on him. I think we know that he's getting enough, which is so good. I had a little sort of yes mummy win inside when she told me he was 13 pounds 9. That made me feel a lot better. I feel so much more confident now, which is only going to make things easier. The more you stress when you're breastfeeding, the less milk you produce, so that's why I'm trying to keep calm and just go with the flow with a few things. People have been asking me how I've been coping having 2 under 2. To be honest, once you've got 1 you may as well just have another. Once you've got 2 you may as well have 3. If I could afford it, probably would. We'll wait and see. But yeah, I've just been trying to think, if I stress out then it's going to affect him, so that then makes me feel bad, which makes me more calm and ultimately just makes life a bit easier for us. I'm coping fine. Ella's been a great help. She goes and gets baby wipes when we need changing. She's really good at entertaining them for 5 minutes, and to be honest, it's just come quite natural to me. I feel like once you've had your first baby, the second one gets easier, and people keep saying to me the more you have, the easier it becomes. But yeah, I've got some really exciting news as well. If you've not already seen it on Instagram, I am now a Channel Mum sponsored vlogger, which I am so over the moon with. This little channel that I've made has become my sort of like hobby and my wee source of enjoyment, and the fact that I can now potentially make that into my career is just amazing and totally life changing. Being a mum was life changing enough for me to actually make that into like my job potentially. This could be an amazing year for me, and I'm just so lucky and fortunate that Channel Mum have taken me on, and I can't wait to get started with you and share our amazing journey together. That's if half of you can actually understand my accent, because a few of you have said, where are you from? Your accent is nuts. Someone actually said, what language is this girl speaking in my comments? I was like, English in a Scottish accent. I'm sorry if some of you can't understand me. I really try my hardest to slow down and enunciate properly. You can take the girl out of Glasgow, you can't take Glasgow out of the girl. I think that's just one of these things. Maybe I should try doing the translations on YouTube. Hopefully that's not required. Yeah, I think that's everything that really Charlie's been doing. He just loves time with Ella. He loves having a moan when the swing stops. Our swing only lasts for 15 minutes and then he go and press the button again. I just love him in white. He looks so cute. You're like a little angel. What's the matter? This is his cry. This is his proper cry. So that's everything with Charlie. This next month is going to be such a big one for him because he'll start to get more head control and he might be giggling in the next one. So I'm so excited to see what the next few weeks hold for us, and obviously as a Channel Mum vlogger I want to see what we'll be up to. It's going to be an exciting few weeks, months, year. But yeah, we are going to go and get you fed again because I've had to film this over the last few hours because my camera battery kept dying. But, oh, are you going to sleep again? Are you going to sleep again? But see, if you stroke Charlie's head for long enough and you stroke his eyebrow for long enough, he falls asleep, look. That's everything Charlie's been up to in the last 4 weeks. I hope you guys like these update videos. If you do, please give them a thumbs up and leave a comment and tell me what you think. If you haven't already, then please subscribe to my channel as well for more videos, and click the bell if you want a notification anytime I upload a video so you don't miss any. I'm uploading on a Sunday, a Tuesday and a Friday, so if you want to see any of my new videos, that's the days to be coming on my channel to have a look. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!